What happens when a routine maintenance check turns into a year-long battle that threatens an entire town's survival? I'm Nathan Harper, 42, a former Navy engineer turned small-town mechanic. And this is the story of how a single decision to step away for coffee cost me my reputation, my livelihood, and nearly the safety of 4,000 people. It began with my generator, a beat-up but reliable beast I'd parked at the edge of my repair shop to test its output. I left it running for 15 minutes to grab a latte at the diner across the street. But when I returned, it was gone hauled off by the orders of the town council president, Evelyn Carver. She stood there, clipboard in hand, her smug voice cutting through the morning air. "Your junk was cluttering public property, Harper. We've taken care of it." The audacity was staggering. That generator wasn't just equipment, it was the backup power source for Crestview's emergency grid, keeping hospitals, schools, and water pumps running during outages. Evelyn had no idea that by dumping it into the town quarry, she'd exposed a secret so explosive it would unravel her authority and reveal a conspiracy that shook Crestview to its core. Comment where you're reading from this tales, just getting started. 3 years ago, I inherited my repair shop and a 10-acre plot on the edge of Crestview, a quiet town nestled beside the sprawling Pine Valley estates, a gated community of manicured lawns and overpriced homes. The shop came from my uncle, Raymond Harper, a brilliant electrical engineer who'd spent 35 years with the state's power authority before retiring to tinker in his workshop. That generator, a modified 1985 diesel unit, was his pride and joy, not just a machine, but a custom-built powerhouse that had quietly kept Crestview's emergency grid stable since 1990. Evelyn Carver, Pine Valley's council president, wasn't just a bureaucratic busybody. She'd been Raymond's protege 25 years ago, a promising engineering student he'd mentored in grid design. But ambition twisted her. She got caught falsifying data on a power distribution project, using Raymond's unpublished schematics to pass off as her own. When he called her out, she didn't just double down, she accused him of stealing her work, threatening legal action. Raymond, ever calm, had her removed from the program and never spoke of it again, though the betrayal haunted him. When I took over the shop, I was burned out from years in the Navy, fixing submarine systems under pressure. Crestview seemed like a fresh start. Along with the shop, I inherited a 30-year-old contract with the town, maintain the backup generator, and get reduced property taxes. I didn't know Evelyn had returned as Pine Valley's council president, her grudge against Raymond festering into a vendetta against me. The morning it all went wrong was routine. A storm had knocked out power lines, and I was testing the generator to ensure it could handle the load for Crestview's hospital. I parked it near the shop's boundary, maybe 10 feet from the road dividing my land from Pine Valley's entrance. The property line was vague, a remnant of a 1970s zoning dispute never fully resolved. I stepped across to the diner for a quick coffee, gone 15 minutes. When I returned, I heard chains rattling and men shouting. I sprinted to the lot and saw Evelyn, in a tailored blazer, directing a flatbed truck as it dragged my generator toward the quarry. 2 workers and a security guard in reflective vests flanked her. "Mr. Harper," she said, her tone dripping with contempt, "your equipment violated town ordinances." She flashed a stack of papers, citing a regulation about unsightly machinery on public easements, but kept them tilted so I couldn't read the fine print. I argued it was on my property, not blocking anything, but she waved a survey map, claiming the area was shared jurisdiction. Then came her gut punch line. "Professor Harper taught me power flows to those who control it. Your machines lost that privilege." The way she sneered my uncle's title made it clear this was revenge. I watched, helpless, as the generator slid into the quarry's gravel pit, its frame crunching against rocks. Evelyn recorded it all on her phone, no doubt for her official records. But something caught my eye. Faint sparks flickered from the quarry's edge, where underground cables connected to the town's grid. As a Navy engineer, I knew those weren't random, they signaled a live circuit, part of a hidden system. My heart sank. Evelyn hadn't just trashed my equipment, she'd severed Crestview's emergency power lifeline. I raced to Raymond's shop, a time capsule of tools and blueprints, and checked his grid monitor, a relic from the 90s with blinking LEDs. Alarms screamed, voltage levels were crashing, and the main relay, right where the generator sat, showed zero output for the first time in decades. Under a stack of manuals, I found a folder labeled Crestview Contract 1990. It detailed a deal between Raymond and the town. His shop would maintain a backup power system for emergencies in exchange for tax breaks. The generator wasn't just a machine, it was a mobile substation, disguised to look ordinary, capable of powering half of Crestview. A map showed its parking spot was the grid's nexus, exactly where Evelyn claimed shared jurisdiction. This was no accident, targeted it. By dawn, the hospital called. Dr. Samantha Lee reported 8 patients on failing ventilators, with backup batteries draining fast. Our grid's unstable, she said. Power's dipping to 40%, and we're rationing oxygen. The thought of lives at risk because of Evelyn's spite fueled my fury. I met with Alex Lee, Samantha's cousin and a lawyer specializing in municipal disputes. His office, plastered with wins against corrupt councils, gave me hope. Evelyn's overstepped her authority, he said, reviewing my documents. Councils can't seize private property outside their bounds, and this is a public safety crisis. At Pine Valley's emergency meeting, Evelyn spun a tale of aging infrastructure and storm damage, her slides polished with fake grid data. But a nurse stood up. My sister at the Power Authority says there's no record of grid failure. Is this about a private backup system? Evelyn's sharp denial, no such systems exist, was too quick, sparking murmurs of doubt. I fought back with truth. I set up a press conference at the quarry, inviting media and Pine Valley residents. A screen showed live grid data, linking the generator's destruction to the power dips. I presented the 1990 contract, proving the shop's role in Crestview's safety. Underwater cameras revealed the generator's custom wiring, still intact but buried. Then, 78-year-old Margaret Lee, a retired town clerk, stood up. I saw Raymond sign that contract, she said. Evelyn offered me $6,000 to forget it. The crowd erupted, realizing Evelyn's bribe hid her sabotage. The next day, FBI agent Rachel Torres called. Your conference exposed Evelyn's pattern, she said. She destabilized grids in 2 other towns, creating outages to force property sales for developers. She'd sold Crestview's land rights to competing tech firms, pocketing millions. My cousin, Lucas Grant, a salvage diver hired by Evelyn, was an FBI plant. He'd recovered a hard drive from the generator, packed with proof of its role in Evelyn's developer deals. Margaret revealed she'd married Raymond before his death, leaving me 150 acres and a $2 million legal fund to protect the grid. Evelyn texted, pleading to meet at the quarry to undo mistakes. Wired by the FBI, I arrived to find her in a high-tech salvage suit, floundering in gravel, trying to destroy evidence. Her suit malfunctioned, trapping her in mud as she choked on dust. Lucas pulled her out as Agent Torres arrested her for fraud, conspiracy, and sabotage. A safe in the generator held Raymond's recordings of Evelyn's plans, including her chilling vow. Erasing Harper's legacy is worth any cost. A letter from Raymond urged me to protect Crestview's grid. Evelyn got 20 years, forced to maintain prison power systemsa, fitting irony. The Harper Foundation, funded by her restitution and Raymond's legacy, now safeguards grids nationwide. Lucas leads its tech team, Margaret its advocacy, and I manage Crestview's Power Authority. The quarry's now a park, with a plaque quoting Raymond. Power flows to those who protect it. Evelyn's downfall proved that greed disguised as authority crumbles when truth and community unite.